January 12, 2010 was a date that the people of Haiti would not forget easily. On this day, a strong earthquake, measuring 7 on the Richter scale, shook the country. The earthquake had its origin deep within the Earth's crust, about 15 miles west-southwest of the city of Port-au-Prince. This silent killer struck without warning, and within a short span of time destroyed homes, office buildings, and roads, killing an estimated 200,000 people. About 2 million people were rendered homeless. Following this, there were 59 powerful aftershocks that caused even more devastation and hampered rescue work. An earthquake, like the one that struck Haiti, is a sudden tremor or movement of the Earth's crust, which usually originates at or below the surface. To understand this phenomenon, we must delve below the Earth's crust, where the activity originates. The outer layer of the Earth is solid and is divided into many sections known as plates. In fact, these plates form the base on which all the continents stand. These plates, however, are not stationary, but float over the molten magma that flows beneath the Earth's crust. These floating plates move slowly, taking the continents along with them. Sometimes, during the course of their movements, these plates move against each other. Many of the earthquakes occur on the edges of these plates, along fault lines, where the plates collide or try to slide past each other. In addition to tectonic plate movements, earthquakes are also caused by explosive volcanic eruptions. In such cases, earthquakes either precede or accompany these eruptions. Apart from natural causes, like the movement of the Earth's tectonic plates and volcanic eruptions, there are other man-made causes of earthquakes. These include vibrations caused by big rocks falling down hills because of erosion, hollow parts of mines falling down due to dissolution of minerals by water, and, in the present times, due to nuclear explosions. In addition to knowing why earthquakes occur, scientists are also able to pinpoint the location where earthquakes originate. The point of origin of the earthquake within the crust or mantle is called the seismic focus. Since the focus is often deep below the surface, the location of the earthquake is often referred to as the point on the surface of the Earth, vertically above the seismic focus. This point is called the epicenter. It is the epicenter and the surrounding areas that are most affected by an earthquake. The extent of damage that an earthquake can cause depends on its magnitude. Scientists who study earthquakes or seismology measure earthquakes with a device called the seismometer. A device which also records is known as a seismograph. They use an instrument to measure the magnitude of the earthquake, called a Richter scale. Big earthquakes occur not only on land, but also under the sea. Such undersea earthquakes give rise to giant waves called the tsunami, which cause great deal of destruction along the coasts. Did you know that more than 10 lakh earthquakes occur in different parts of the world, including ocean beds, every year? In fact, 2/3 of all the earthquakes occur in the Ring of Fire in the Pacific Ocean. Kashmir, Western Himalayas, Middle Himalayas, Northeast India, the plains of the Ganga and Indus, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the earthquake-prone regions in India. All the regions that lie in the earthquake-prone zones often face various kinds of damages caused by earthquakes. All earthquakes damage houses, buildings, roads, railway lines, and telecommunication lines, and lead to loss of lives. In hilly areas, earthquakes often lead to landslides. In coastal areas, earthquakes can lead to tsunamis. Although we know how and where earthquakes occur, unfortunately, we are yet to discover a foolproof way to predict when an earthquake will strike. And until we do, we have to do our best to be prepared to face such a disaster and take certain steps before, during, and after an earthquake to limit its damage. In the absence of a proper early warning system, the information about earthquakes and their intensity that are gathered by scientists should be shared with the public through radio, television, and newspapers. The government should promote construction of buildings based on earthquake-resistant techniques, and all under-construction houses should be made to follow the building guidelines. Another way to build secure buildings is to construct buildings over pillars made of concrete and iron that are built deep in the ground. In order to deal with the emergency, water, ration, first aid kits, radios, flashlights, battery, blankets, jackets, and fire extinguishers should be stored in safe places. With these preparations, we can be ready to face an earthquake. But what should we do when an earthquake strikes? The most important thing to do during an earthquake is to remain calm. If inside a building or a house, one should take cover under a solid surface like a table or stand in the doorway. If one is outside, then it is advisable to move to an open space away from trees, electric poles, and buildings. If possible, one should switch off the gas and electric supply in the house during a quake. Also, one should not use elevators. Once the quake is over, the affected people should be given immediate medical help. They should be given temporary shelters. People should be vaccinated to stop epidemics from spreading. Transport and communication facilities should be restored as soon as possible so that rescue teams can reach the earthquake-hit area. Police and paramilitary forces should be deployed to protect properties which had to be abandoned from theft. So, as we can see, though earthquakes cause heavy damages, we can take steps to minimize its damage and even take preventive steps.